On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Bittersweet.
Having a mixture of both positive and negative emotions or experiences, simultaneously pleasant and painful.
Examples:
Bittersweet ending. A bittersweet memory. The graduation ceremony was bittersweet as the students said goodbye to their classmates and teachers.
Constant.
Happening repeatedly or all the time.
Examples:
A constant wind. A constant temperature. Constant dropping wears away the stone.
Simultaneously.
At the same time.
Examples:
Simultaneously affected. Take several inputs simultaneously. Two students answered the teacher's question simultaneously.
Sorrow.
A feeling of deep sadness, grief, or regret, especially for something lost or ending.
Examples:
Deep sorrow. Sorrow for sin. The death of her best friend filled her with sorrow.
Awareness.
The fact or state of knowing something exists and is important.
Examples:
Awareness of my ignorance. Raise public awareness. There has been a gradual but steady rise in environmental awareness.
Impermanent.
Not lasting or enduring, temporary, transitory, or fleeting.
Examples:
Impermanent tattoo. Impermanent hair color. The impermanent nature of life should remind us to cherish every moment.
Piercing.
Going through something, appearing to notice things about another person that would typically go unnoticed, especially in a way that causes that individual to feel uncomfortable.
Examples:
Piercing laughter. Piercing pain. A piercing scream filled the room.
Attune.
To make receptive or aware, to bring into harmony or alignment.
Examples:
Attune to nature. Attune myself to the rhythm. It is important to attune yourself to your customers' needs to provide the best service possible.
Insane.
Extremely stupid, crazy, or dangerous, mentally ill.
Examples:
Go insane with pleasure. An insane scheme. Her excessive demands drove me insane.
Stoic.
Calm and unemotional, especially in difficult situations. Noun, a member of the ancient Greek school of philosophy founded by Zeno.
Examples:
Stoic courage. Do stoic strength training. He was known for his stoic demeanor, never showing emotion or weakness.
Memento.
An object or item that serves to remind someone of a person, event, or experience, a keepsake or souvenir.
Examples:
Symbolic memento. A small memento. The photo album was filled with mementos from their trip around the world.
Calm.
Not excited, angry, or nervous, free from wind, large waves.
Examples:
Calm sea. Calm manner. It was the first time in a long time that I felt truly calm and at peace.
Precious.
Uncommon and extremely valuable.
Examples:
Price of precious metals. Precious information. We cannot afford to squander precious time.
Explicit.
Stated clearly and in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt.
Examples:
Explicit content. Explicit instructions. The movie had an explicit sex scene that some viewers might find offensive.
Fragility.
The quality of being easily broken, damaged, or destroyed, the state of being delicate or vulnerable.
Examples:
Fragility of life. Emotional fragility. The fragility of the glass required careful handling during shipping.
Situ.
Short for situated, meaning located or placed in a particular position or circumstance.
Examples:
Ex situ conservation. In situ control. Melanoma in situ is considered the earliest stage of melanoma and has a high cure rate with appropriate treatment.
Fundamental.
Forming an essential base or core from which everything else develops or is affected.
Examples:
Fundamental education. Fundamental rights. Human behavior has fundamental characteristics.
Aspect.
One part or feature of a situation, problem, subject, etc.
Examples:
Non-technical aspects of the job. Aspects of social, political, and economic life. His professional experience includes all aspects of media production.
Wizard.
A person who is skilled in magic or a particular technical field.
Examples:
A wizard at chess. Financial wizard. He was a wizard at solving complex mathematical equations.
Rainbow.
An arch of colors in the sky caused by the refraction and dispersion of sunlight through rain.
Examples:
Marine rainbow. Rainbow after a storm. She was mesmerized by the rainbow's colors.
Religion.
A deep conviction in a supernatural power that controls human destiny.
Examples:
Religion sociology. Freedom of religion. Their religion strictly prohibits them from drinking or gambling.
Beloved.
Loved very much.
Examples.
Beloved author. Beloved by many people. I am here to save my beloved.
Creative.
Relating to or involving the use of skill and original and unusual ideas to create something.
Examples.
Creative writing. Barren of creative spirit. All the supervisor has to do is assign tasks that make his subordinates more creative.
Vision.
The ability to think about or see the future with imagination and intelligence, the faculty of being able to see.
Examples.
A prodigious vision. Telescopic vision. Driving is difficult for me because of my poor vision.
Gap.
A conspicuous disparity or difference separates something such as a figure, people, their opinions, situation, etc.
Examples.
The gap between ideal and reality. Distance gap. Many people are working together to close the gender gap.
Violin.
A four-stringed wooden musical instrument held against the neck and played by passing a bow across the strings.
Examples.
Violin soloist. Play the violin. The cello is a member of the violin family.
Rocket.
A large tube-shaped object that moves very first by a stream of gases let out behind it, used for space travel or as a weapon.
Examples.
Rocket attack against the enemy. Rocket fuel. The rocket launch platform is visible from this hill.
Mar.
To damage or spoil the appearance or surface of something.
Examples.
Mar a proper relationship. Mar the reputation. The scratches on the car marred its otherwise perfect appearance.
Etymology.
The study of the origin and history of words, including changes in meaning and form over time, the history of a particular word or phrase. The etymology of a word. The study of etymology helps us to understand the origins of words.
Hasten.
To move or act quickly, to cause or encourage something to happen sooner or more rapidly, to accelerate or speed up.
Examples.
Hasten the process. Hasten the arrival. I need to hasten my speed to finish the race on time.
Compose.
To write music, poetry, or formal writing, to constitute or make up a whole, or a specified part of it.
Examples.
Compose an essay. compose my thoughts. The structure is composed of three main components.
Symphony.
A long musical composition in Western classical music for orchestra, usually with 3 or 4 main parts called movements.
Examples:
A symphony orchestra. A beautiful symphony. The frequent performances of the symphony prove its popularity.
Spiritual.
Relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things.
Examples:
Constant spiritual striving. Spiritual leader. The meditation class was focused on finding inner peace and cultivating a more spiritual connection with the universe.
Manifestation.
A visible or tangible form of something, especially a particular sign of a disease or condition.
Examples:
Manifestation of a deeper problem. Manifestation of psychological stress. The manifestation of his anxiety was evident in his shaking hands.
Define.
To state or explain precisely the nature, scope, or meaning of something.
Examples:
Define a word. Define my position. To advance this discussion, we must define success rigorously.
Tap.
To hit someone or something quickly, gently, and often repeatedly, to use existing resources, such as energy, knowledge, etc.
Examples:
Tap a new market. Tap keyboard with an index finger. To expand the company, we must tap new human resources.
Quotation.
A group of words taken from a text or speech and repeated by someone other than the original author or speaker.
Examples:
Double quotation marks. Take a quotation. He included a quotation from the book in his essay.
Poet.
A person who writes poetry.
Examples:
A court poet. A poet of sorts. She is a talented poet who has been recognized for her work.
Quote.
To repeat or reproduce the words or statement of someone else, often acknowledging the source, to give an estimated cost or price for goods or services.
Examples:
Quote a source. Quote a price. In his speech, he quoted a famous philosopher to emphasize his point.
Context.
The circumstances, facts, or conditions that surround a particular event, situation, or statement and that give it meaning.
Examples:
Historical context. Legal context. It's important to understand the context of a situation before making a decision.
Poem.
A piece of writing that emphasizes the expression of feelings and ideas by paying particular attention to diction, sometimes rhyme, rhythm, and imagery.
Examples:
A narrative poem. Poem to the dead. A great poem is a fountain forever overflowing with the waters of wisdom and delight.
Pray.
To make a request or petition to a higher power, especially in the form of a respectful or humble request.
Examples:
Pray devoutly. Pray for rain. She closed her eyes and prayed for strength to overcome difficult times.
Cynical.
Believing that people are motivated by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity.
Examples:
Cynical remarks. Cynical worldview. He was very cynical and didn't believe anything anyone said unless he saw evidence for himself.
Observation.
The act or activity of carefully examining or monitoring something or someone.
Examples:
Class observation day. Observation instrument. In the hospital, she will remain under constant observation.
Grief.
A very great sadness, especially when somebody dies.
Examples:
Have grief and sorrow. A lot of grief. Each person has a unique grief experience.
Union.
A group of employees who have banded together to advocate for their rights and better their working conditions. The act or the state of joining together or being joined together.
Examples:
Bank and credit unions. A craft union. The trade union remained adamant about its demands.
Purity.
The state of being undiluted or unmixed with anything else, the state of being free from immorality, especially of a sexual nature.
Examples:
The degree of purity. High purity. Higher purity requires additional equipment and energy.
Atheist.
A person who does not believe in the existence of a god or gods.
Examples:
Atheist community. Professed atheist. She was an atheist and did not believe in any form of religion.
Disbeliever.
A person who does not believe in something, such as a religion or idea.
Examples:
Persuade a disbeliever. Stubborn disbeliever. Despite the evidence, she remained a disbeliever in the theory of evolution.
Dichotomy.
A division or contrast between two things that are or are represented as being opposed or entirely different. A sharp contrast between two opposing and mutually exclusive categories or concepts.
Examples:
Moral dichotomy. Psychological dichotomy. The dichotomy between good and evil is common in literature and philosophy.
Ultimate.
Furthest or highest in degree or order.
Examples:
The ultimate goal in life. The ultimate luxury. Management must take ultimate responsibility for the accident.
Heritage.
The culture and traditions that are passed down from previous generations.
Examples:
Heritage site. Historical heritage. The heritage of the city is reflected in its architecture.
Generation.
All the people born and living at about the same time, regarded collectively, the production of heat or electricity.
Examples:
Generation gap. The generation of electricity. The younger generation has different values and beliefs than the older one.
Holocaust.
The systematic killing of millions of Jews and other minority groups by the Nazis during World War II, or any similar act of mass destruction.
Examples:
Nuclear holocaust. The Holocaust Museum. Many Holocaust survivors still suffer from the trauma they experienced during that time.
Explore.
To travel to or penetrate an area or a country to learn about it, to thoroughly examine a subject or a possibility to learn more about it.
Examples:
Explore the world. Explore our options. The management must explore strategies to increase office security.
Phenomenon.
Something that exists and can be perceptible, especially one that is not fully understood.
Examples:
Natural phenomenon. Historical phenomenon. A rainbow is a natural phenomenon.
Inherit.
To receive money, property, or a title from someone after they have died.
Examples:
Inherit estate. Inherit ancestral property. After his death, his sons inherited his business.
Transmit.
To send or forward an electronic signal, to pass something from one person or thing to another.
Examples:
Transmit the disease. Transmit information. Parents often transmit their characteristics to their children.
Cult.
A small religious group, especially one that is not part of a larger religion and that is regarded as outside the norm, followers of an exclusive system of beliefs and practices.
Examples:
Cult members. Cult's practices. The cult leader promised his followers that they would achieve enlightenment if they followed his teachings.
Epigenetic.
Relating to changes in gene expression that are not caused by alterations in the underlying DNA sequence, but rather by modifications to the structure of DNA or proteins that regulate gene activity.
Examples:
Epigenetic inheritance. Epigenetic markers. Epigenetic research has opened up new possibilities for the treatment of certain diseases.
Unconscious.
In the state of lacking awareness and the capacity for sensory perception, especially as the result of a head injury or illness.
Examples:
Unconscious bias. A person who is unconscious. I know his unconscious habit that he touches his face when he lies.
Backdrop.
A painted or photographed scene or setting that is used as a background for a stage, film, or other performance.
Examples:
Backdrop of poverty. Perfect backdrop. The lush green forest provided a picturesque backdrop for the photo shoot.
Tragic.
Causing great sadness or suffering, very unfortunate.
Examples:
Tragic love stories. Tragic death. The tragic events of the war left many families torn apart.
Paradox.
A statement, situation, or person that has two opposite facts or features and therefore seems impossible, is difficult to understand, or is strange.
Examples:
French paradox. The paradox of the heap. There are many theories to explain this paradox.
Wisdom.
The quality of being wise, or the ability to use your knowledge and experience to make sensible decisions.
Examples:
A fountain of wisdom. Wisdom literature. The community greatly respected and sought after the older adult's wisdom.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples:
A tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Neuroscience.
The scientific study of the function, structure, and disorder of the brain and the nervous system.
Examples:
The branch of neuroscience. A theoretical concept in neuroscience. Our university is famous for its professors, who are well versed in behavioral neuroscience.
Psychology.
The scientific study of mind and behavior.
Examples:
Psychology experiment. Psychology of crowd. She had a master's degree in psychology.
Fascinating.
Extremely interesting.
Examples:
Fascinating story. Completely fascinating to me. The museum houses a fascinating collection of Celtic artifacts.
Groundbreaking.
Producing fresh findings, using novel techniques.
Examples:
Groundbreaking concept. Groundbreaking settlement. He has produced a groundbreaking research in the subject.
Compassionate.
Feeling or showing sympathy and concern for the suffering or bad luck of others.
Examples:
A compassionate heart. Compassionate leave. My father has a serious and compassionate personality.
Instinct.
An inborn behavioral pattern that is often responsive to specific stimuli, an innate feeling that causes you to act or believe that something is true.
Examples:
Instinct for self-preservation. Aggressive instinct. When faced with a dangerous situation, his initial instinct was to flee.
Evolutionary.
Relating to or denoting how living things develop or change from earlier forms.
Examples:
Ecology and evolutionary biology. The evolutionary process. Evolutionary algorithms can find ways to optimize that humans do not anticipate.
React.
To take action in response to something.
Examples:
React at a high temperature. React against his way of thinking. How did he react to your idea?
Creature.
A living being, especially an animal.
Examples:
Creature of habit. Artificial creature. The deep-sea creature was unlike anything the scientists had ever seen before.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
Survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Prime.
Main or most important, basic.
Examples:
Prime number. Deputy Prime Minister. After a thorough investigation, she's been named as the prime suspect.
Radiate.
To spread out or emit something, such as light or heat, in all directions.
Examples:
Radiate an aura. Radiate in all directions. Roads radiate from the famous building in the center of the city.
Definitely.
Without any question and beyond doubt, clearly.
Examples:
Definitely become a problem. Say definitely. The paper is definitely worth reading thoroughly.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Propensity.
A natural inclination, preference, or tendency toward a particular activity, behavior, or opinion.
Examples:
propensity for violence, propensity to procrastinate. His propensity for lying caused him to lose many friends.
Astonishing.
Surprising or shocking, difficult to believe.
Examples:
astonishing achievement, make astonishing gains. The news of her sudden death was astonishing to everyone who knew her.
Cruel.
Feeling or showing pleasure in causing pain or suffering to others.
Examples:
a cruel and unusual punishment. Cruel joke. The dictator was known for his cruel and oppressive regime.
Emotion.
A strong feeling such as love, anger, etc., deriving from one's situation, mood, or relationships with others.
Examples:
control my emotion. Afraid to show emotion. Some emotions are common across cultures and backgrounds.
Specifically.
Only associated with or meant for one thing.
Examples:
designed specifically for men. For specifically American customers. This ad campaign is aimed specifically at young women.
Hack.
To hit and cut somebody or something roughly and violently. To find a bug in a computer program and break into their systems or networks.
Examples:
hack through the jungle. Hack into the program. This blog offers a variety of tips for hacking everyday life.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Viral.
Relating to or caused by a virus.
Examples:
fight viral infections. Detect a viral code. This device can more accurately detect viral pathogens.
Clinic.
A building or hospital department where people can go for medical care or advice, especially of a particular condition.
Examples:
visit to the veterinary clinic. A dental clinic. She holds a clinic on Tuesday mornings.
Empathy.
The ability to share another person's feelings or experiences by imagining that person's situation.
Examples:
full of empathy. Empathy for patients. Empathy is also necessary to understand history. Caregiving. The act of providing care and support for someone who is ill, disabled, or elderly.
Examples:
Caregiving process. Caregiving responsibilities. She devoted her life to caregiving, looking after her aging parents.
Corridor.
A hallway or passageway, especially one connecting rooms or areas within a building or structure.
Examples:
Walk along a corridor. Air corridor. The long corridor was filled with people rushing to get to their rooms before the meeting began.
Lingering.
Continuing for a long time, persistent, remaining in a place or situation for longer than is usual or necessary, unwilling to leave.
Examples:
Lingering illness. Lingering doubts. The lingering smell of smoke clung to his clothes even after he left the campfire.
Passerby.
A person who is walking by or happens to be in the vicinity of a particular place or event, often without necessarily being involved in it in any way.
Examples:
Curious passerby. Passerby in the street. The police officer questioned the passerby for any information they had about the suspect.
Norm.
Something that is regarded as usual, typical, or standard.
Examples:
Norm of action. Cultural norm. The systems we have developed has accepted as industry norms.
Caption.
A title or brief explanation accompanying a photograph, illustration, or other images, a heading or inscription for a chapter, section, or document.
Examples:
Caption text. Social media caption. The caption on the photograph helped to explain the image's content.
Underneath.
Under or below something else.
Examples:
Underneath the surface of the water. Underneath the laughter. The penny fell underneath the piano.
Random.
Made, done, or happening without method, conscious decision, or any regular pattern.
Examples:
A random choice. Bombs fell at random. To find drunk drivers, police conduct random tests.
Sensation.
A feeling associated with stimulation of a sense organ or with a specific body condition, a general feeling of interest and excitement.
Examples:
Cause a widespread sensation. Taste sensation. If you apply this ointment, you may feel a mild burning sensation.
Expand.
To increase or to make something greater in size, number, or importance.
Examples:
Expand a lineup. Expand agricultural output. They hope to expand their business worldwide.
physically.
In a way related to a person's body or appearance rather than their mind.
Examples:
physically and mentally. Stay physically fit. Having a physically healthy physique is essential for a great life.
Vagus.
The 10th of the 12 cranial nerves, which originates in the brainstem and innervates the throat, heart, and digestive tract, also known as the pneumogastric nerve.
Examples:
vagus activity. Vagus stimulation. The vagus nerve connects the brain to many different organs in the body.
Nervous.
Worried and anxious about something relating to the nerves.
Examples:
development of the nervous system. Get nervous. He suffers from nervous breakdowns.
Bundle.
A group of things that are tied or wrapped together, a large amount or quantity of something, a package or parcel of things.
Examples:
bundle of papers. Travel bundle. I tied up the bundle of newspapers and took them to the recycling center.
Govern.
To legally control and direct a country, city, group of people, etc., and be responsible for introducing new laws, organizing and maintaining public services.
Examples:
a nation's right to govern. Govern a public enterprise. The regulations governing medical malpractice claims are rigorous.
Digestion.
The process of breaking down food in the body into smaller, more usable components, typically involving enzymes and other bodily processes. The process of assimilating, understanding, or absorbing information or ideas.
Examples:
poor digestion. Impaired digestion. Overeating can lead to discomfort and slower digestion.
Distress.
A feeling of great worry, sadness, pain, or discomfort.
Examples:
a signal of distress. Emotional distress. She's been in great distress since she was heartbroken.
Impulse.
A sudden strong and unreflective wish or need to do something. The electrical discharge that travels along a nerve fiber.
Examples:
a combative impulse. Profound religious impulses. Nerve impulses cross a synapse through the action of neurotransmitters.
Necessarily.
In an essential manner, in such a way as could not be otherwise.
Examples:
not necessarily a problem. Necessarily true. This accident was something that happened necessarily.
Grocery.
A shop that sells food and other household items.
Examples:
the grocery business. Run a grocery. I will go to the grocery store to buy food for dinner.
Interact.
To communicate or react with somebody.
Examples:
Interact directly with customers. Interact with one another. He should interact more with his colleagues.
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a disease that affects many people over a very wide area.
Examples:
Flu pandemic. Global pandemic. They fear a pandemic of a new type of virus.
Lockdown.
An emergency policy for people, communities, or a country to stay where they are, usually due to specific risks, such as COVID-19.
Examples:
Go on lockdown. Lockdown area. The country's prime minister has decided to implement a nationwide lockdown measure.
Initially.
At the beginning, at first.
Examples:
Initially anticipated. Diagnosed initially as a tumor. This train departed later than initially scheduled.
Envision.
To imagine or expect what a situation will be like in the future.
Examples:
Envision the future. Envision the project's success. We cannot envision her as president.
Grapple.
To make a strenuous effort to solve a problem, to engage in a close fight or conflict without weapons.
Examples:
Grapple with problem. Grapple with each other. He needed to grapple with structural reforms to improve the company's revenue.
Illuminating.
Making something clear or easy to understand, providing light.
Examples:
Illuminating light. An illuminating answer. The lecture was illuminating and gave me a new perspective on the topic.
Crack.
To break or cause to break without dividing into separate parts. Noun, a line on the surface of something along which it is separated without breaking.
Examples:
Crack an eggshell. A crack in a board. He that would eat the kernel must crack the nut.
Mystical.
Relating to or characterized by spiritual powers, beyond ordinary understanding.
Examples:
Mystical intuition. Mystical belief. While meditating, he had a mystical experience and felt a sense of unity with the universe.
Origin.
The first existence or beginning of something.
Examples:
Origin of all humankind. A manuscript of uncertain origin. There are various hypotheses concerning the origin of life.
Divine.
Of, from, or like a god, holy or sacred.
Examples:
divine intervention, divine grace. The view from the mountaintop was truly divine.
Vessel.
A ship or large boat.
Examples:
Blood vessels, naval vessels. The vessel arrived in port the following day.
Shatter.
To break suddenly into many pieces.
Examples:
Shatter the plate. Shatter a world record. Her husband's death shattered her life entirely.
Shard.
A small, sharp piece of something that has been broken, especially a material like glass, pottery, or metal.
Examples:
Broken shard. Shard of pottery. The artist used a shard of glass to create intricate designs on her sculptures.
Scatter.
To cause to separate and go in different directions.
Examples:
Scatter seeds. Scatter around the internet. The hunter's approach scattered the geese.
Bury.
To place a dead body in the ground, grave, or tomb.
Examples:
Bury in the earth. Bury emotion. There is plenty of space to bury everyone.
Mud.
A soft, wet, sticky earth or clay.
Examples:
Mud wall. Mud volcano. The mud of the swamp made it difficult to walk through the field.
Senseless.
Lacking meaning, purpose, or reason, without sense or sensibility, foolish or irrational.
Examples:
Senseless terror attack. Senseless slaughter. The senseless act of violence left the community in shock and mourning.
Orchid.
A plant with showy or unusual flowers, typically having either a single, complex flower or a cluster of small flowers, many of which are prized for their beauty and often cultivated as ornamental plants.
Examples:
Orchid garden. Orchid species. The orchid blooms were so delicate and beautiful.
Greenhouse.
A building with walls and roof made chiefly of transparent material, such as glass, for growing plants in.
Examples:
Exotic plants in a greenhouse. Emissions of greenhouse gases. The greenhouse effect is a phenomenon that happens naturally.
Basement.
A room or a part of a building that is partly or entirely below ground level.
Examples:
For basement floor. Church basement. Underground rivers flow over a basement layer that is impervious to water.
Gaze.
To stare at something or someone for an extended period of time, usually out of surprise or adoration, or because you are thinking about something else.
Examples:
Gaze steadily at his face. Gaze absently out a window. The youngster was gazed by the beast.
Frame.
A strong border or structure of the wood, metal, etc. that surrounds something such as a picture, door, or window.
Examples:
A picture frame. The frame of the policy. The detective looked for fingerprints on the window frame.
Mention.
To speak or write about something or someone briefly.
Examples:
Mention name. Mention in a report. I mentioned to him that I had seen his sister at the grocery store earlier that day.
Shyness.
The quality or state of being worried or embarrassed about meeting and speaking to other people.
Examples:
Lose some of my shyness. Shyness barrier. He finally overcame his shyness.
Privately.
In a private manner, not publicly, secretly.
Examples:
A privately owned railway. Import things privately. The couple privately exchanged their vows before the ceremony began.
Corral.
A pen or enclosure for livestock, especially cattle or horses, an area surrounded by a fence.
Examples:
Corral fence. Enclose in a corral. The farmer used a high corral to keep the cattle from wandering off.
Zoom.
To move along very quickly, noun, the act of rising upward into the air.
Examples:
Zoom in on a photo. Zoom lens. He zoomed back in time to the soccer game.
Introversion.
The quality or state of being predominantly focused on one's inner mental life, feelings, and thoughts rather than on external stimulation and social interaction. A personality trait characterized by shyness, introspection, and a preference for solitary activities.
Examples:
Social introversion. Introversion as a personality trait. She didn't enjoy attending parties or large gatherings due to her introversion.
Introvert.
A shy and reticent person.
Examples:
Introvert personality. Introvert behavior. Being an introvert is not a weakness, and it's just a different way of interacting with the world.
Awesome.
Inspiring fear, admiration, or respect. Very good, nice, fun, etc.
Examples:
Awesome mental faculty. Have an awesome birthday. There is a lot of awesome nature and food in Hawaii.
Accurate.
correct and exact in all details.
Examples:
Provide accurate information. Accurate measurements. The official transcript contains accurate academic records.
Anonymous.
Having no known name, identity, or known source.
Examples:
Anonymous letter. Anonymous house. She received several anonymous calls.
Whiteboard.
A smooth, hard writing surface, typically white, that can be written on with dry erase markers and easily erased.
Examples:
Whiteboard marker. Whiteboard animation. Let's brainstorm ideas on the whiteboard for the new project.
Incredible.
Unbelievable, extremely large.
Examples:
Incredible amount. At incredible speed. Her response revealed incredible idiocy.
Suddenly.
Quickly and unexpectedly.
Examples:
Suddenly attacked by an enemy. Die suddenly. Who answers suddenly knows little.
Provoke.
To stimulate or give rise to a particular reaction or have a particular effect.
Examples:
Provoke a disease. Provoke a reaction. Her behavior provoked a quarrel between the couple.